today. Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $1,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get $1,000 accessory allowance. $100 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get $1,000 accessory allowance. $100 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get $1,000 accessory allowance. $1,000 accessory allowance.
Yeah. Watching these balls play, brother and sister. What's going on? What's going on? I'm just chilling. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Give me a play to think about. Most of the precincts are reporting you put Tennessee through comfortably by this. Not comfortably at all.
Oh, she going through. She going through it. Oh man, that's tough. Oh, she going through it. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. The Kentucky getting it handed to him. Bless their sweet souls. Thank God for basketball. And speaking of Tennessee, they beat Gonzaga today in basketball. Look, things are looking up at volunteer athletics. I tell y'all that much right now. How y'all doing today? What's going on? What's going on?
He said that yesterday. He says he's okay with them, but
can you hear me? Can you hear me? It won't last. J-Ro, what you mean? Talk to me. Talk to me in the comments. Look, tell me why it won't last. Why it won't last? Why it won't last? I don't know. You think this is a magic carpet ride, right? Lightning in the bottle, so to speak.
After an 8-win season, Lincoln Riley was the hire for Bob Stoops. It also worked out pretty good.
1-800 mailbox with the likes. Thank you so much. Because it's Tennessee down there. Hey, look, I'm gonna say this though. I'm not saying this the 98 with Philip Palmer and T. Martin, like, nor is the Tennessee Volunteers that we came up with, you and me and Justin, like with Robert Meacham, Crompton, like they were really strong in the mid 2000s, as you know. But Hendon Hooker is just a phenomenal talent. Yeah, they locked in, brother. This is if they hold on to win this game, which I'm sure they will. Like, this is far and away their most impressive win this season, far and away. You know, many people look at Alabama's win against the Bama Crimson Tide, but I think that was a more monumental, considering the opponent, the stage on CBS, and them being put on the map. But as far as just, look, I ain't saying. I ain't saying I got anything against the team. It's just the fan base. So now I'm glad you're being honest with me. Like, now we get to the deep-rooted issue. Mr. Walker Cooks, what is going on? How you doing, brother? Look. If you guys want good food, if you want to see good food, you want to learn how to cook real good. I mean, I'm not talking about microwave dinners. Real good food, genuine gourmet quality stuff. Stop in to show love, brother. Look. You stop in, that's plenty, brother. I appreciate it. Like you said, that's plenty. You stop in, that's plenty. Appreciate you, brother. Listen, I'm telling you, listen. Look. All that Rocky Top. Look. Hey, Jay, you telling the Rocky Top? Look. Hey, you better get it in your head. You gotta get it in your head. You're gonna have to get comfortable with that, Jay. Like I said, I'm not saying they win the championship. I mean, they still got a tough road with Georgia. Then, especially they playing in Athens next week. That's gonna be a game of the year. But I'm not saying this, but I mean, because that's gonna be the best defense far and away that they played thus far. I'm doing good, brother. How you doing, Mr. Walker Cooks? Follow him ASAP. I follow my brother ASAP. Like he came up in the TikTok ranks. Not surprised, of course, but just not surprised at all. But just to see him, to see your family, your friend do well. Just when you know they got strong potential, when you know they got promise. It's been a beautiful thing to see you grow, brother. God has been so faithful to all of us. Like it's been unreal. I can't even believe it. I tell people, I'm still shocked that I am where I am with TikTok. God is so faithful, man. I can't put into words. I can't articulate it. Said they beat Georgia. Looks like it'll be a rematch against Bama or LSU. Think about our Tigers, brother. They peaking at the right time. Just like a lot of people, get carried away with Brian Kelly. Just the nuts buzz. You gotta put nuts. Listen, patience. Be patient. Like I said, the telltale sign. I know you said really be a contender. Like the telltale sign is going to be next week in Athens. Like I said, their win against Alabama is their most monumental win in years by far. Yeah, like the game against, like I said, Alabama game is the most monumental win in years. The tonight game with Kentucky, this is far and away the most impressive game from offense from all phases. Because a lot of people had questions about their defense, and rightfully so. Florida put points on them. Bama put points on them. So, like I said, just for them to play a defensive effort like this, force 3 turnovers, all interceptions. They really dominated this game. Kentucky scored early. And like Kentucky's defense, to their credit, like they're keeping them out the end zone in the second half, but they're just too much for the Wildcats. They're just way too much for them right now. If they lose next week, it wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing for them. No, of course not. Because you consider the opponent. Always consider the opponent. Because I feel like, SEC people talk about SEC bias. But in the last 15 years, we were far and away the best conference. So especially if you lose to a high quality team on the road, especially if they're competitive, right? So that's the telltale sign. Like I said, that's all eyes gonna be on that game. And the funny thing is, any other season, any other week, in any other season, Alabama LSU would be the big ticket game. They don't have to have a rematch. Exactly. So, like I said before, LSU, they're picking at the right time, right? And that's what I'm excited about. That was a massive win against Ole Miss to go into the bye week with that confidence and momentum. Let's see. We're just happy for a lot of people are happy for a night game in Death Valley. Like I said, let me ask you a question. How much stock do you put into what time LSU plays? A lot of people put a lot of weight into that. What has always been your honest opinion about that? Like, just like, do you prefer them to play all their games at night? Just curious about your thoughts, J. Rowe. I also have the World Series on, by the way, but I hate the Astros. I'm sick of the Astros. I might flip it on shortly, depending on how I'm feeling. But yeah, this Tennessee's been dominant, man. You can see the rankings. At the beginning of the season, I prefer a night game instead of bacon. Well, that's true. Louisiana, that humidity is relentless. I know for me personally, it doesn't really matter because ultimately, the biggest thing for me is that they got to come out and play. We've had success in the 11 o'clock hour, in the 11 o'clock window, so it's nothing foreign to me. Us playing in that window isn't commonplace, of course, but Of course, we have so many 2:30 games. We dominate in that area too. So they just got to come to play regardless of what time of day they're playing. That's my biggest concern. Are they ready to go? Yeah, you think it matters? Well, I mean, like just they've had some. They're dominant. It's a different environment at night, of course, because you got the earthquake game against Auburn in the '80s. It's due for tailgate. I mean, culturally speaking, of course, traditional speaking. And of course, the last second victory at Auburn in '07. With Flynn to Bird in the corner of the end zone. So it's a different environment at night for sure. They dominated Virginia Tech, a ranked team, a top 10 team at home, Florida game back in the day. So it's a different environment for sure. So but I know like a lot of people they're gonna be up for that game. Like any other, especially that LSU's back, their stock is rising. Any other week it'll be the big ticket game, but that Tennessee Georgia game is gonna be the one to watch. For the team, I don't know if it matters with all the comeback. Hey. See, like I said, studio update. What's going on? USC starting to pull away. Oh yeah. But yeah, hey, look, like my coworker called the game too. Like he had us winning by like 11, like 38-27 or something like that. I didn't know what to make of it. I didn't know what to expect. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't know what to expect. Because defense we were pretty shaky, even though with the impressive wins on the road with Auburn and Florida. Thanks for the likes, brother. This is niche, but also thank you for my likes. Our likes, actually. We family. Our likes. Thanks for our likes. I appreciate it. Our likes. Yeah. No, Papa Murray, I told y'all Papa Murray was gonna be on tonight, but he said y'all wasn't ready for it. I said, okay, brother. God bless. God bless. Listen, I know he coming with heat, so he said y'all not ready for that. I said, I respect it. I said, I can hold off another week. I said, look, so y'all get ready. Look, he's sparing y'all. Papa Murray sparing y'all, brother. I promise you, he's sparing y'all. You ain't ready. Yeah, man. It's like, so I'm not gonna hold y'all much longer. I'm not gonna hold y'all much longer today. I appreciate you coming out. I'll be glad. He gonna be locked in. Look, he told me, he said, look, he locked in. He said it wasn't time yet. I said, listen, I ain't gonna rush what God doing. Look, I've done that all my life. I ain't gonna rush what God do. I'm not gonna do it. Cause it ain't gonna have the same. It ain't gonna hit the same. Cause he know that, and I realize that too. So God know what he doing. So appreciate the likes. Appreciate the likes, people. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the likes. I ain't gonna hold you too much longer. Like I said, I had the World Series open, but y'all know how I feel about the Astros as a Yankees fan. They ain't getting my eyes. Hope the Phillies. I know Phillies losing. Last time it was 5-0. Hopefully they win the series. Yeah, man. Tennessee's been dominating. Like this, like I told you, this is the most impressive win by far for them this season. Oh. Oh man. Yeah, this is the most impressive win in years. And the last real strong World Series prediction. Poor tackling. Hey, listen, I tell people all the time. Listen, I mean, people look at tackling overrated. Like as a Saints fan, we lost 2 playoff games in the Drew Brees, Sean Payton era because we couldn't make a tackle. The Beastquake, we are a part. The Saints defense is literally a part of 2 of the most iconic plays in playoff history. Beastquake and Minneapolis Miracle. I've been to 2 middle school games and they tell you absolutely because they actually learn technique and they're not proud to shy away from it. And look, so they wrap up, right? Oh my goodness. Look, call the dogs off. Call the dogs off. Goodness gracious. You know, listen, I said going. I said for this Tennessee game, I said, listen, I knew it was gonna be a trap game. I said like they better not be overlooking Kentucky, even though they're not as strong as they were a month ago. They shouldn't overlook them, but they were locked in. Like I said, this is another reason why this is the most impressive win of the season by far. They wrap up and they like it. You sound like the people I know, like the hit, wrap up and tackle, heads up football. Ain't just barrel, don't just barrel in there. Hey, you know what it is. Oh, I'm sorry. This is niche, but like I know you asked me a question. What is my World Series prediction? I really don't care because my Yankees not in it. No, but all seriousness, I really want. I don't have a strong opinion. I really want the Phillies to win. But I'm taking the Astros. That's what I just want the Phillies. Like Astros are very strong, so if they hold on, I'm not sure the score offhand, but it'll be 1-1 going to going to Philadelphia. I can see either one of them winning. I don't have a strong. Yeah, I don't have a strong pick right now. Oh yeah, look, I'm going Phillies. Look, I hate the Astros. Like I said last week, current score 5-0 Houston up. Blocked. Astros, everything Astros blocked. No, but so they gotta go Phillies. Of course, I mean I could understand, and that's obvious. And I'm going Phillies. So yeah, both teams are strong, man. But you know, like I don't know if you realize, just everybody was hyping up the Mets. It was like, oh, they was gonna do. I'm like, no, I'm like, calm down. They're not even the best team in the city. And guess where the Mets at home before us anyway. We at home too, but before us, they went home before us. Yeah, trust me, I'm going Phillies all the way. I got some people in Houston. They'll beg to differ, of course, but you know, geographically, that's our closest Major League Baseball team. So, of course, Bregman plays there. So, I mean, so I get the logic, but so.
I'm not a cat expert because we don't have a cat.
But yeah.
I'm telling you that I shut the slider last
Yeah, so how y'all doing? Enough about me. Like, how you feeling? How you chilling? How you feeling? How you chilling? What's going on with y'all? Yeah, they hype up a lot of teams before the season. Almost all have fallen flat. That's why I don't get so hyped up about. Oh. That's gonna be a goal. Oh man. 6 p.m. Yeah, that's good to hear. You're great, brother. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to speak to you. You said, like you said, they hype up a lot of teams. Well, that's what they do. I mean, that's why I don't get, especially the NFL offseason, because the early part of NFL offseason is always hype with, you know, free agency, the draft, and stuff like that. But that starts with the national championship season. Third most instituted, yeah. For the points and the game school record. This is going to be national championship season. Third most instituted, yeah. For the points and the game school record. This is going to be one of their best teams ever. Unless it just fall flat in November. But just that's why I don't get too focused on preseason stuff. Like did somebody just blowing up preseason? I said, God bless them. I ain't worried about that. So we beat Florida, Auburn, Ole Miss on great. Listen, considering the way the season started, I'm ecstatic. So what's your final prediction for LSU record-wise? So we got 4 more games left. We got home versus Bama. We got UAB. We got Arkansas and A&M on the road. So what's your final prediction? We're 6-2 right now. So what's y'all final predictions for LSU?
Baylor, Texas Tech, 24-17. That over on ESPN2. That's getting good. And Pittsburgh decided to show up tonight.
9-3. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. See, that's why that's obviously the greatest case scenario. Well, at least 9-3. It's gonna be hard. Bama's gonna be tough out. Um, I know our defense made unbelievable adjustments last week. But playing against a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, that's gonna be a different task in itself. Taking Will Anderson, we're gonna see. It's gonna be a tough ass. But like I said, thankfully they're at home. That's another opponent they got to deal with essentially. Yeah, man. Welcome, people. How y'all doing? I'm not gonna hold y'all too much longer. Like I said, we're gonna be wrapping up shortly. They can mess around and get a 10-2. Having out this Crystal team they've been in the past years. A lot of people say that, and that's true. They're now a vintage team, which is says a lot about how dominant they've been in the last 10 years, 10, 15 years. It's not one of their vintage. It's not like the 2011 teams, only 15, right. They're not one of their all-time great teams in the Saban era, 09. Yeah, because their defense is just not the same. Even with the talent, it is not as dominant defensively. Even though they're more spread out, more dynamic offensively in the last several years, defense hasn't been hasn't risen to the occasion. Yep, school record. Look, but they struggled on the road the last few years, even in their victories. And if they get off the slow starts, if they're undisciplined, which they were against Texas, but without, like I said, without Bryce Harper, they lose that game anyway. Bryce Harper wasn't Young. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. You know what I'm talking about. Like I said, so the school, that's not gonna cut it. So if we get the crowd early, if we get the crowd involved early, and they can fortunately play undisciplined, we have a shot. And like I said, we're peaking at the right time. Last year we weren't a good team. That means lost by 6. Hey, listen, the talent is not the issue. Because we both programs are recruiting the same players at a high level. They own Alabama, the state of Alabama. We own the state of Louisiana. The talent's not the issue. That's why I talk about the coaching in college, especially. Coaches are the stars. They matter. Now, granted, it's about recruiting. Getting the great players is paramount, but listen, as an LSU fan in the last 10 years, you see it. So much immense talent, but does it materialize into something better? Because the coaches didn't evolve, they weren't up to stuff consistently from start to finish. We gave up. It's been a lot to be desired. And it's not to say we was going to win all those championships. And I'm just being realistic with that. That wasn't going to happen. That would be naive to think otherwise. But they have been far more in better positions. Yeah, recruiting is major. I'm glad they've been focused on that. Oh yeah, like I said, that's why I've always believed college coaching in college is much harder. College sports at the major levels. It's very difficult in both. A lot of people like to say NFL or NBA, which is it's hard to dispute that, but you don't have to recruit. You can recruit all you want, but if the lower ranked teams with the worst record, they're gonna get the best players. So what are you really doing? You see, recruiting is paramount. And if you're not willing to recruit, you can't be a college coach. It's just plain and simple. So, and that's what it is. And then 44-6. Goodness gracious. That's crazy, dog. Let's see what they're gonna do. Oh. Thing about I love blowouts. My team blows out. The scary thing about blowouts is the risk of it. The game moves too slow. I'll be trying to get out of there, injury free. Look how Lane Kiffin went around this country past. Yeah, feel like. Yeah. Because when you couple the recruit the recruiting with the expertise in your field. Listen, you get people bought in because like you gotta it has to be about recruiting, player development, culture setting. And it helps them that they get the best players in Mississippi right now, right? Because Mississippi State is down, or at least not like Ole Miss right now. Transfer portal is massive. That's a game changer, the biggest game changer out there, and I love it. People get a lot of people are like, well, you quit on the pro. Listen, it's business. People got to get out of their heads with that foolishness. Like this is about business. Like, well, I stayed and fought. Okay, God bless you. God bless you that you stayed and fought for the job. Listen, it's about business. And I listen because a lot of people say, "Oh, well, you quit on the program." A lot of LSU like so and so quit. It was like Joe Burrow quit on Ohio State. Oh, they don't want to touch that though. Well, they don't want to touch that. It's always been a business. It's just legal now. It's always been a business. It's legal. And I applaud the NCAA for finally realizing that, or allowing that at least. It's always been about business. Not even close. Because if a coach can go up and leave when he wants to, the players should have the same ability to do so. No questions asked. And just leave it at that. And I love where it's going. Now, you need guardrails, of course. I mean, it's like, because it's still new, so you need people you need more parameters that can keep them more guarded. Not guarded, but just more polished, if you will, lack of a better term. But I'm all for player movement, player empowerment. And it's good for the sport, in my opinion. And it makes it more interesting. Because you could be an afterthought in one program, but you become a star in another in a matter of months. Same thing, like, you see that with Hendon Hooker. Like, he got beat out of Virginia Tech. Now, listen. Heisman frontrunner. I think with the changes they made to the transfer, there's going to be huge. Yeah. Hell yeah. Without question. And the thing about college, like, you have to evolve. Like, a lot of the thing I didn't like about Les Miles, and I was a huge Les Miles supporter. A lot of people dissed him early in the school, like, oh, we won with Nick Saban players. Well, he got to another championship with his own squad. He didn't win it, of course, but like the biggest problem I had, like, and I realized it later on. Just he said, "You see where I was." I said I thought I was underappreciated. I didn't say he was the GOAT. Of course, I wasn't the all-time great. I wouldn't say he was Urban Meyer or Brian Kelly, but like for what he had accomplished early in the first half of his time at LSU, because especially when the conference was at its apex, because the conference won with 7 straight championships. So like for him to maintain that, however, wasn't a huge fan. A lot of people were. They weren't. And I was feeling the same way as time went on because he didn't evolve. Charismatic guy, masterful recruiter, just like Ed Orgeron. Charismatic, fun personality, masterful recruiter, not an elite coach. And I saw that later on. And I couldn't defend him anymore. I couldn't defend him. Yeah, that's why I'm glad they got Brian Kelly, another underappreciated coach. A lot of people don't like him, but guys who wanted every program he's been at. That's a telltale sign of an elite coach. We got Miles in old troubles. They couldn't keep up with the game. Exactly. That's exactly right. He didn't evolve, and it's not like they were incapable, but they were stubborn. Or like, ground and pound, smash mouth, all those HB tosses from the I formation, like they didn't evolve. O was just more loose, like and it like the fact that Orgeron was more loose with the culture, uh, didn't help him either, of course, by any stretch. But they didn't keep up with the game. And the best, or was too, without question, it was ugly from the very start. And then the thing about the perfect example of evolving is Nick Saban, because if you go back to his very start of his Alabama tenure, he won his first championship in 2009 with Alabama. That team ran straight through Mark Ingram, the Heisman Trophy winner. Greg McElroy was real solid. Then he won his won another championship with Trent Richardson in 2011. With AJ McCarron at quarterback. Then in 2015, they won with Derrick Henry as a Heisman Trophy winner. And Trent Richardson in 2011 was a Heisman Trophy finalist. Like third, I think. Then like once 2015 and 16 started to come around, then you started to see the exposure on the offense. He started to evolve with Blake Sims, Mac Jones, and of course you come to Bryce Young. And then like Devontae Smith as a wide receiver win the Heisman. They could always run the ball, and but he chose to evolve. Like it became more of a pass happy team in vast comparison to his early stint. You see, and then think about in the NBA, Pat Riley, like when he was coaching the Lakers, more flashy, fast paced team. When he got to the New York Knicks, the more physical, ground and pound, smash mouth basketball team. The great coaches evolve. You look at Coach K and Duke. He won with veteran players his early championships. Later on, he won his last championship in 2015. All the stars were freshmen because he evolved to the one and done era. If you're not going to evolve, you're not going to survive in the coaching game, especially in college. And that was Les Miles' problem. That was Ed Orgeron's problem. They didn't evolve, and they chose not to, and they got left behind. Like I said, I was a huge supporter. I thought he was disrespected, underappreciated early, because the way he maintained the program in the midst of the SEC's apex. Like I said, I didn't say he was the GOAT. I didn't say he was one of the all-time greats, but he did an excellent job maintaining what Nick Saban built. Because if you think about it, they both accomplished the same. The game never stays the same no matter what sport. No, it doesn't. And that's why it's even more important to evolve. And that's why it's so paramount. Yeah, 30 seconds left in this blowout. 27 seconds. Yeah, if you're not going to evolve, you're going to get left behind. I didn't expect them to blow Kentucky out like this. I feel like they were going to win by like 10, maybe 15 points. Yeah, that's a dominant victory. Let's see. So what's the Ole Miss game looking like? Let's see. Got about 7 minutes left on this trial. This free preview pass. Well, 8 minutes actually. Let's check it out. What we got. Yeah, Ole Miss in a dogfight. 24-21. According to ESPN, they got the ball right now. 9 minutes left in the game. Yeah, Ole Miss is up 24-21. Texas A&M, College Station is a tough place to play. Yeah, they play hard against Miami, dominating them. That win is not as impressive as it was at the time. But College Station is a very difficult place to play as well. Was it Devon? Starting running back has 138 yards, 25 carries for Texas A&M. Quarterback has 3 touchdowns through the air, 239 yards. Jackson Dart has 138 yards, but 3 touchdowns. He's 11 of 18. Ooh, Judkins has 192 yards on 30 carries. Oh my God, Jackson! They have 3 guys with has at least 70 yards rushing. Zach Evans has 70 yards on 7 carries. Jackson Dart has 85 yards on 15 carries, and their starting running back has 192 yards on 30 carries. It's always been hard, absolutely, without question. Hard place to play, man. Yeah. Yeah, got themselves a quarterback. And listen.
He's won more than 2,000 games. He's won 3 pennants. All that's left for him in this baseball life, because he won a World Series as a player with the Dodgers in 1980. All that's left is to win it all in that chip.
5-1 Astros right now, bottom 7. 1-1 count, no outs. Runner on first base, up. Ooh, almost. Got 5 minutes left. Oh man. But yeah, the game next week is gonna be massive, brother. Oh my gosh. Tennessee, Georgia. Who you got in that game before I let you go? Who y'all got in that game? Hey. Well, I say, I don't know about that. I look at that closer. They gonna review that? Yeah, they gonna review that. I think you said. Where the game is at? Game is in Athens. The game is gonna be in Athens, Georgia. It's gonna be. I think it's a 2:30 kickoff on CBS. Gonna be Athens, Georgia.
Hey, how much fun have these 3 guys been linking up on this play the last 2 nights?
I think Georgia. I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia wins it, especially at home. Georgia's gonna be the best defense Tennessee's seen all year. Yeah, like I agree. I think Georgia gonna win it by probably less than 5. I'd be surprised if any one of them blow each other out by more than 7, 8 points. I'm gonna give it the slight edge to Georgia because they're more proven, more tried and true last couple of years. Won a championship last year, played for another one about 5 years ago. So they're more tried and true. I trust Curry Smart. And like Hooker's been unbelievable this year, but like I said, I'd be surprised if anyone blows each other out. Yeah, without question. Oh yeah, because like I said earlier, like when you play on the road, that's another opponent. Because that's gonna give you all the edge, especially the game of this magnitude. Yeah, if they were playing in Knoxville, I still have confidence that Georgia will win, but it'll be harder. I think, but they're gonna have an easier time playing in Athens. And Sanford Stadium is another difficult place to play in the SEC. LSU has their struggles there too. Whenever we go there, even in victories. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give Georgia about a 3 to 5 point edge. Playing at home, 2:30 kickoff. Oh, that's gonna be massive. I mean they because you feed off the crowd. The key to having a great home field advantage, the team has to be good. You gotta be worth cheering for. No questions asked, bro. Gotta be worth cheering for. So, yeah, you guys, I'm about to bounce off here. Appreciate you coming on with me. I'll see y'all next week. That was shocking. That was very shocking to me. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, especially the way how Notre Dame has struggled. The way how they struggled so far this year. I was very shocked. Like Marcus Freeman, that was an incredible win. I gotta look at the highlights and stats, but I saw some of it earlier. That's a very impressive win. Much needed because they lose a lot of momentum this year. Start off 0-2 early. You know, just like I said, and I don't make judgments for coaches on their first year. I really don't. I don't think that's really worth anything, unless the atmosphere is just so toxic that he has to go or she has to go. But other than that, just you gotta give him time. That was a shocker. All right, you gotta take it easy. We'll see y'all next week. Yeah, that's not fair. Yeah, life not fair, brother. Fair's a place where they sell popcorn and funnel cakes, brother. That's what fair is. It's wisdom. All right, y'all take it easy, people. God bless y'all.